Okay guys, it's the day after, it's Tuesday, no, Monday, whatever day it is. It's the day after the incident on a Sunday. What we'll do today is have a little walk around and put some truths and half-truths on what really was going on, because to be honest, I've seen a lot of hysteria on Facebook about bombings and grenades getting thrown out, shootings, places getting burned down. So we'll put some truths into that and what really is happening. As you've seen there now, everything's back to normal. The local shop there is busy, plus the tortilla place. People are out and about. I have seen the odd taxi going past. Keep an eye out for some more. But let's go down to the square where the kiosk is, because I heard that was burnt. You know, with the cartel, they were burning cars and buses to cause disruption. If I can understand that, I can see what the point in that was. But then later on in the day, local Oxos and kioscos were getting burnt, and most of that was down to looting. Which I suppose will be dealt with. I think altogether there was 12 incidents of kioscos and Oxos, but everything else around here, all well and good. There's the kiosco. So anywhere where there was alcohol or cigarettes had been burnt and looted. Fish shop next door, the chicken shop next door, the taco stand, not touched. And I can tell you now, it wasn't the cartel looting beers and cigarettes. There's already been reported, there was, like I said, 12 incidents, and it was, so I believe, locals going up, reported that locals were going from each one, looting and then burning them down. There was instances where people saying that there was explosives and bombs going off. It wasn't. It was tyres exploding. The black smoke burnings was the cars or buses burning, which would be the rubber from the tyres or the plastics from the interiors. You know, there's a couple of buses here now, but it was for blockage. This is the main road. And it was just to block the road. So we'll take a walk down here. Yes, I can see taxis over there are running. Another bus here. So this is 3 instances just where I live. Plus there was a car outside my apartment, but I seen them doing it. I was actually having my pineapple on the balcony and seeing 3 kids set light to an abandoned car. Definitely wasn't cartel, but these things are. There's another one up here now, which is all about just blocking the road. There was reports of there was hundreds of fires, hundreds of vehicles built. It wasn't. I would probably say, from what I could see, there's maybe 15 fires altogether. There's nowhere near hundreds. So things like that do get exaggerated. It's all there on Facebook. There was AI photos put out, which I will address further when I get into town, of the church on fire, condos on fire, and more or less the whole town ablaze. There was a photo of, not here but Guadalajara airport, of an aeroplane on the tarmac on fire. They were all AI, digitally generated. Two blocks over there, looted and burnt. Okay, we're going to cross now onto the tunnel road and have a look, because the other report was that the fish factory, the fish market on top of San Salvador Cemetery was burnt down. From what I can see on my apartment, it's not. But we'll go there and confirm yes or no. Again, another kiosco, looted and burnt. All alcohol, cigarettes have been taken. Another OXO here. The fire damage, this was not so bad, but looted, yes. I did think at the time, I thought, you know, with the cartel and blocking roads, yes, I could understand that, why they were doing that. But then, as the day was going on into the afternoon and businesses started getting burnt, I thought, what? Why are they doing that? But then it comes out then, it wasn't the cartel, and they're burning it anywhere where there's alcohol or cigarettes. Looting it first and then burning it. So I know some of them have been caught because I've seen reports on the TV, on the news. Some of them have been caught, but we're coming up here now by the market that apparently was burnt to the ground. There's a bit of fire damage here in the front, but the rest of it is up and running. So has it been burnt to the ground? No. So we're up on San Salvador by the church. There's a lot of people here shopping in the burnt down market. Local shops are busy. Probably due to all the kioscos getting burnt. But if you've got a local business here, trade is heaving. Again, we're here in the market. That's where all the fish is. There's people there shopping, as you can see, not burned down. And same here. Okay, that's one rumour put to bed. The fish market has not been burnt down. It looks like there was a little fire, but that was about it. Otherwise, operating as normal. A little more busier than probably what it usually is, and not all the stalls are open. But we're walking down San Salvador into Cinco, and we're going to go up along the Malacon and to the church, because apparently, according to a lot of North American people, the church has been burnt down because they've seen a picture of it. What they've seen was an AI photo. I'll put it up on the screen. It's clearly AI, but people were putting these photos up. There's one of, like I mentioned earlier, of a burning plane. It was apparently Guadalajara. And how I have to put it, for you to understand better, you're walking around with your camera or your phone and you see an incident that's really out of the extraordinary. Would you take a picture or would you take a video? I know which one I would do. I'll take a video. What's the point of a picture? But the picture is easily AI generated. A video you can't do nothing about. I mean, the one showing PV on fire, the church, etc., and all the condos and businesses, that was AI. You know, what building is that high overlooking the church? There isn't any. So it was probably originally a photo from, or a screenshot from a drone, and then put onto AI to add flames to it. But the amount of people, I've even argued with some. I said, no, it's real, it's really happened, this is what happened. Yes, there was cars burning, yes, there was buses burning. And later on in the day, the kioscos and OXOs, anywhere where there's cigarettes or alcohol, were burnt. I mean, got another one here now. Raided and burnt. Through it all was there civilians or tourists or anyone ever really in danger? No, there wasn't. Okay, it was a little bit what's going on, but as the day grew more and more into yesterday, you could see it was just disruption, until they started burning local businesses. Well, not even local businesses really, the local Oxford and Kioscos, because every local business is still up and going. Everything, they're all busy, they're all buying food, all the shops are open. So, here, there are queues, probably because there's less to shop at. But we'll go back to the AI generated stuff. That didn't help the situation here with people that aren't here, but maybe had visited or were visiting, that it looked more scary than it was. I could tell you, I have a Mexican girlfriend, many of you will know, and what was happening is that early in the morning, they went to work as normal into town, and then it all kicked off around 8:30, and then all traffic stopped. So there's no buses, no taxis, no Ubers. Everything was blocked off because the roads were blocked off. So these people were stuck in town. So what happened was the local churches down there, on the Malacon there, the main one, Guadalupe, whatever it's called, opened the doors for the locals to go to stay and have shelter. And then you have, and I will say it, gringos putting photos up of the church on fire. How do you think the Mexican families felt when they saw these photos all over Facebook, groups all over Facebook, showing the church on fire, and that their families might be stuck inside? Think about your actions, because actions have consequences, not for clicks or likes or comments because you feel needy. I seen it as wrong, I called it a few out on it. They didn't care. It was all about me and how they felt. They didn't care how anybody else felt, how the locals felt, how the families felt when they seen the church getting burnt down. I had to reassure Emma that it was an AI photo, and that she couldn't understand why people were posting it then, and that even though they knew about it. So think before you do things. I did not post anything yesterday. Could have done. There was a car burning outside my apartment, which I'll probably film later, but I saw 3 kids. 3 local kids, about 12 years old, while I was sitting on my balcony having my melon and a pineapple in the morning, setting the fire to an abandoned car. So yes, think about your actions first, because the hysterical I've seen them, and never come to Mexico, I'm never doing, God, get a grip, God's sakes. Tourists were never, ever, ever, and I'll say it again, ever in danger. So coming down now to the main area in Cinco, it is still quiet, which is handy, it's easier to cross the roads, but we'll have a look what it's like down here. I've seen plenty of taxis, there's one here now, but I've seen no buses as yet. I did see one pass my apartment earlier on, but it wasn't the usual bus, it was like a blue coloured one, so I don't know whether it was a service bus or anything like that. I've seen no buses on the main drag here as yet. But taxis are running. We'll go up past Lay's, see if that's open. There's a taxi there, customer in it. So parts are back to normal. There's a bit of clean up to do. Some cars and buses partially blocking the road, but everything else seems, I won't say back to normal because it's not as busy as it is. Like some businesses are still closed, but we'll take a walk down here. There's a hotel. So another oxer here. Doesn't seem totally, completely damaged, but you starting to get the picture, yeah. Anyway, there's alcohol or cigarettes. They're already doing that. That'll probably be open by tomorrow. All of the local businesses, everything along here, all the small businesses, all the cafes, untouched. Okay, we're coming to Lays now. I can already see the queue. I just had a good chat there with some amigos from Winnipeg. Amigo. So, the big queues. I was going to go get some beers. I think I changed my mind. So we'll carry on into town now. Huge queue there. So if you're looking to do a shop today, I don't know if Uber Eats is working today, but it's pointless coming down here to Lays at the moment. It's now 11:30 and that's the queue. But again, everything probably be bought out by the end of the day. You're better off trying a couple of the local stores. But everybody's out and about. Yes, it's not as busy as normally, which is not a bad thing, to be honest. But we'll carry on down to the church to show you that it's not burnt down. Another oxo here burnt. Looted and burnt. And as you're walking along, everyone's selling cigarettes. Everyone's approaching. Usually it's marijuana, weed, cocaine. Everyone's selling cigarettes. I wonder why that is. But all these businesses, they aren't open today. I think everything is fully back to normal tomorrow. Schools are back on tomorrow. Buses and taxis have said they're supposed to start. 23rd starts today, but I have not seen a bus yet. But plenty of taxis out and about. Let's take a quick walk onto the beach to see what it's like on Playa Camarons. Okay, that end of the beach down there where it's sandy is busy. A few people here. Not so much where these rocks are, which is understandable, but they're in the water. They're in. I can see the umbrellas out over there. I can see from here the Malacon looks half busy. We'll go down there, have a bit of a look and going down to the pier. Okay, here we are in the Malacon. There are people walking around. It's all very peaceful. Another amazing sunny day. Yes, the businesses are closed. They're probably, I think tomorrow, Tuesday, is when everything is back fully open. Fishing boats are out. There's not much damage here on the Malacon. We will be coming up to the church in a minute. We can put the story right there. And then we'll make our way down to the pier. So apparently one of the hotels was on fire. No, it wasn't. But I'll just prove to you that it wasn't. And was not, and that the hotel and the tourists inside were not targeted. There's a lot of police presence, but there always is PVs, so you know, half the time I don't notice them, but I seem to notice them more today. The army are supposed to be here. I have yet to see some, but they are usually down here by the arches, so we'll see when we get down there. But even on this Malacon now, I've been walking on it for 5 minutes and I've had 6 people ask if I want to buy cigarettes. Never in my time here ever has anybody asked me to buy cigarettes. But with all the looting that's going on tonight, last night, or yesterday, late last afternoon, there will be a lot of it. So I am thinking, hopefully somebody will offer me some cans of beer. But that's probably later on tonight in the neighbourhood. It's actually nice walking on the Malacon here without music blaring out to the various restaurants and cafes and whatever it is. I don't have to keep on switching it on and off to block out the music. So according to the AI photos yesterday that everyone was posting, all this area was in flames. I can tell you, there's not even so much as a cigarette stump mark here. Fishing boats are out and about. Okay, we come to the second part of the Malacon now by the arches. I can see 2, maybe 3 buses here that have been burnt, but that is the first of anything I've seen on the Malacon so far. So altogether, so far I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. I've seen 9 burnt out vehicles so far. Yes, there probably is others in other areas, but is it running into hundreds? Absolutely not. Don't believe everything you hear. So we're coming up down to the burnt to the ground church now. Here we go, let's go for the big reveal. There's the square. Hang on, we're nearly there. And there's the church. Standing and looking as glorious, as magnificent as ever. But there are one people out there who are happy to post showing it burnt to the ground. Probably with people inside it who are sheltering there, who couldn't get home. How weird is that just to get likes and comments? Not worth it. It is closed today, but it's there. And the bells are ringing. So is it burned to the ground? No. Nothing. I know there were some out there who are disappointed, who are convinced that it was burned down. I don't like to be proven wrong, but I'm here today, Tuesday, and there's nothing. Okay guys, that's another one debunked. The church is not burnt down. Fish market not burnt down. Condos along the way are here, and the whole area in flames. Absolute rubbish. Some buses, yep. We all knew the buses and the cars were getting burnt. I think I've seen altogether now 12, maybe, definitely not 100. But we'll carry on because apparently one of the hotels was on fire. Let's go debunk that. there are one or two businesses open. You can never keep a t-shirt shop closed. So we'll carry on now, going to town. Quick look around there. I expect most places to be closed. And what we'll do, we'll come out tomorrow and have a look and see if anything's different and have things have reopened. See, building work going on here. We all know it's building work. CNN, massive explosion, debris everywhere. Yeah. Anything down there? Nope. Everything's good on the island. But as you guys can see, there is people still walking around now. A mix of tourists and locals. One day of disruption yesterday, and it seemed to be the end of the world for some. Everything goes down with Oscar's restaurant. Looks as lovely and peaceful as ever. The oyster guy's not here today. He'll be back here tomorrow. The pelicans having a lot of fun in the water today. businesses here are closed, some still haven't opened, but there's probably not enough people around at the moment to be worthwhile for opening. Sea monkey. I can see over there's people sitting on the beach on the Playa Los Moritos. So make our way down there, have a clear picture of what it's like. Backup PV, time PV is here, thank God for that. Oxo. There's some beers there, I am tempted. Beer's closed. So from what I can make out so far now, it's yes, there's cars and the buses burning, we all know that. Businesses, it's just isolated to Oxo and Kiosco. Like I said earlier, anywhere that has cigarettes or alcohol, they've been targeted, but not by the cartel, by probably local gangs, local, trying to get a bit more out of the situation. It happens, looting happens when things like this happens in any city in the world. There's no police presence, there's nobody on the streets. What an ideal time for a bit of looting. Wish I thought of it myself. But park looks good. Town there looks good. I am seeing any military. And now we're going to go down onto the front and have a look there. Closed. Daiquiri sticks closed. Los Arcos Hotel.
There's nothing from them. I just hope not again.
Okay guys, apparently this hotel was in flames. No, let's go how what a reality is. Oxo. Oxo being burnt. Yes, there is hotels bits above, but it was Oxo that was looted and burnt. So the headline was Hotel on fire. The headline should have been Oxo looted and burnt. Part of the hotel above. The tourists and the people inside the hotel were not targeted, it was the actual Oxo itself, which I've seen everywhere along here. I spoke to a few people on the way around now. I met a guy there by the church from Plymouth in the UK, and his wife was Canadian. She was from Vancouver. I think they said they lived in Vancouver, yeah, that was right. And I speak to him and I said, what do you think? And he said, all exaggerated. I said, my words exactly. My words exactly. I said, and it gets exaggerated by people that aren't even here. It's, yes, there's a few buses and a few cars, but how it's reported on in the news is a war zone and this and that. Yes, it makes headlines. Imagine the headline, a few cars and buses burnt in PV, or cartel member dead, war zone in PV. So yes, you could blame some of the news, talking rubbish, but we've had a look around today from fact, fiction, non-fiction and reality. And the reality is, yes, it's quiet, but for some, life goes on. I bet tomorrow it'll be all forgotten about. So that's the hotel there, people sunbathing. According to a source, it was in flames yesterday. Nah. So now we'll go for a quick look into town. I'll go up to the Guadalajara farmers. I heard that had some fire damage and looted. So go up there, have a look, and then we'll make our way back.
Parece Robocop, David, vale.
So.
As you can see, there is places open. There are queues, but that's because of the lack of places open. So I'm going past Andalys now. That looks busy. Here's busy. Mostly coming in for food. It's never this busy on a normal day. Busy inside.
Yeah, I feel like I should get like a double portion.
That's the queue for Andalys. Let's go see what else is happening. Some businesses that have open are going to do a roaring trade today. They'll probably make more money today than they will in the rest of the month. Not sure what all that is. Okay, this is the area now where Pancho is. Here we are. So all these are closed. Cafe de all of that. Fajita Republic. All closed. Margarita Grill's closed. Maybe someone should show them how busy Andalys is. But they might be open tonight. I reckon they'll open tonight. Bus running and one down there, so there are buses around now. I've got a few minutes left on my battery before it runs out, so we'll take a look up here. Pancake House closed. car there burnt out and blocking the road. But Oxford's okay though. Mattress got burnt down. Why that's been burnt down and everything else around it, don't know. Maybe insurance job. Couple of buses there in operation. Go up here. Los Moritas closed. I'll finish off at Guadalajara pharmacy here. See how much damage it is.
Mi nombre es Debunking.
No, gracias amigo. Another Oxo here burnt. Are you getting the story here? Are you understanding what's happening? The cartel came and caused disruptions with the roads, then the local gangs sort of capitalised on it. But if you want cheap cigarettes, there's plenty around. Pharmacy here, yeah, there is some damage there. It's not burnt down.
They don't understand what we've been through.
That'll probably be back in operation within the week. The building seems alright. This is one of the first ones I had heard of that was looted. So there we are guys. I'm going to make my way back. So that is the day after. And clear up the truths, the half-truths and the absolute rubbish. Bullshit. I'll go back on a different way. But is the city in flames? No. Another car here burnt and used to block the road. The next few days, two of them, next few days they'll be all gone and life will be back to normal and it'll be just as amazing here as it always is. shops are open. They have got queues. Box are there again, looted and burnt. But apparently the ones carrying it out lots of them have been caught. So that will come to an end as well. Buses out running. There's one here. Again, queues for food. Okay, that's it from me on this video now. Make my way back. I hope you've seen what it's really like and not how Facebook shows you or the local news as a war zone. Nobody's been hurt. Tourists, civilians, locals were not targeted at all. It was all about causing disruptions on the roads. And I think they achieved that for one day. And now, will it carry on? Not in towns like PV, it won't. In the hills or in the backwoods of it beyond, there will probably be a lot of violence in small towns, as now the local cartel, he doesn't have a leader. And like everything like that, even with gangs, there'll be fights for leadership, take over, who's going to be the next leader, how they split it, what they do. You know, that's all beyond us as tourists. That will carry on, it'll probably get worse. But in the town centre here in PV and all the tourist town, there's one day yesterday of disruption. And I believe myself that'll be it. There's nothing to achieve here attacking tourists. You know, all the guys selling the cigarettes or the Malacon there today that have come from the Oxfords and the kiosks, they want the tourists. So even if a tourist did get hurt, what do you think? Especially American tourists, what would happen? Trump would be here before they could even know what was happening. So if you're American, you've got nothing to worry about. I've seen someday I'm never going to Mexico again, I'm cancelling my flights and this, that and the other. You know, say to get a grip of yourselves. There's one day of disruption yesterday. Some would not like to hear it. Some like the drama. I've seen that on Facebook myself. Doesn't matter. I argued with a few yesterday. Stop putting rubbish up. Stop exaggerating it. But nah. To them, and some of them ain't even here, it was all true. So this video today was about showing what is true and what is not. Catch you on the next one. Okay guys, I'm on my way back now, and even along the Malacon here there's more places opening up. Here we have, well, I'm not sure the name of the place, but it's just at the beginning on the north end of the Malacon. That wasn't open as I went past earlier, so everything is starting to open up. There has been an announcement by the President saying that order has been restored and disruption had finished. So there'll be probably a lot more places open by this evening. I'll take a look by my own area because I wanted a bit of shopping and it was just so busy, the queues, I couldn't get anything. I need to get some water more than anything. But even as I walk along the Malacon here now, there are people selling cigarettes. So if you're here a few days, you're going to be offered cigarettes and you know where they've come from. Besides all that, it's a lovely sunny day. Life goes on. Cuban bars open. Let's have a look at McDonald's is open because they never close. These here haven't been opened yet, but I expect they will do leading into the evening. Most of the pharmacies are closed. As I've walked around, I don't think I've seen one open yet. But it's probably because the staff can't get to work. But I have seen buses, I can see buses from where I am here now. No, McDonald's is closed. Probably the first time ever they've been closed. But again, it's probably due to staff being able to get to work. I have seen taxis, I don't know if Ubers are running. And I have seen a few buses, but the majority think the buses aren't running. The time now is 1:15, 1:15, and the queues at Lay's is a lot less. So in another 2, maybe 3 hours, the queues are probably finished completely. So if you look for groceries, leave it till later on this evening. But again, if you want medication or anything like that, there are no pharmacies open. I've yet to see one. But that, they will probably be back open tomorrow.